Give me a minute, let me pull his profile, very rich profile. So our coach is a self-facilitator with almost a decade of professional experience in the context of public health, training, and capacity building. He has built capacity for over 1,000 people at community level and mid senior level management at NGOs, that's non-governmental organizations, private organizations, and not-for-profits. He's an award-winning public speaker. He is a coach, and he is also a Toastmaster. And I can see so many Toastmasters in the room. He is an enthusiast for positive development and growth. And one of his favorite quotes, building a legacy from your skill is the legacy. On that note, join me to welcome our facilitator in the person of Abdul Hakim Adeza Abdul Karim. A round of applause, please. Abdul, are you in the room?
Yes, I am. Good evening, our able moderator. Please confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear, you can take it away.
Amazing. Okay, I don't know if this is my village people. It's my time to talk and the camera is acting up. All right, so how are we doing tonight? How are we feeling? Coach Uzo, I see you.
Feeling
You're very
good.
much welcome. Good evening, Martha, Tolulope, Oluwakemi. You're all welcome. I have a very important question. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So clearly, I want to know what our expectations are for tonight. You feel free to unmute it to speak, or you put it on the chat box. What's your expectation for tonight's class? Expectations for tonight. I'm not seeing any. We don't have any we don't value all the way, okay? Who else? Or we're not expecting anything and this is just free flow. Whatever happens, happens. Expectations, expectations, expectation. To learn practical ways to identify, finesse, and profit from my innate talents. That's amazing. Brilliance. Okay. Strategies for skill mining. Fantastic. These are all amazing. And we'll try as much as possible to meet our expectations for tonight. The reason I'm asking is, if we don't know what the expectations are and what the expected outcome for today's training is, it will be difficult to ascertain if it's met or not. So please confirm you can see my slide. It's about 12 pages, so it won't be taking much of our time. Confirm you can see it.
Yes, we can see your slide. We can see your slide.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so this is an executive masterclass to convert your skills to gold. It's a guide. So when you hear the word skills, what does it mean to you? Toastmaster Tolu Lope, what does skills mean to you?
Okay, did you want me to unmute or is this okay?
Yes, feel free to unmute. What does skills mean to you?
Skills is like abilities, the things you're able to do that can produce value for other people.
Interesting. Okay, Kemi, can we hear from you? Ulua Kemi, what does skills mean to you? Are you there?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think my definition aligns with the previous speakers. It's basically what you are able to do.
What you are able to do. Interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at skills, niche, building, showing, effective networking, and in summary, branding tonight. But on a step to skill monetization, where do you start? Who can answer that? Where do you start? Where do you think the start point should be for skill monetization?
Well, I think
Yeah.
you need to have the skill or develop the skill.
Have a skill or develop the skill. Okay, I can see Deviano worldwide. What do you think where do you think this should be the start point towards skill monetization? Okay, I can see Jamal A. Ariahaya. He's not online. This needs to be interactive. Okay, Coach Uzoma. No, I won't ask you this. I have a question for you, but definitely not this. Hawa Abubakar, where do you think should be the start point towards skill monetization? Identify your skill. Okay, so let me go ahead. The first step towards skill monetization is intentionality. Putting it into intentions that I want to monetize my skill. I want to earn from my skill. That is the start point. And when you're certain enough, when you want to earn from your skill as bad as you want to breathe, then you're ready to start earning. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So skill is a term that encompasses the knowledge, the competency, and ability to perform operational tasks efficiently. Whatever you do, if you have the knowledge and the competency to perform that skill efficiently, to perform that task, a specific task efficiently, that is a skill, irrespective of what that task is. If it is that I can eat a large portion of food in a specific manner and it's seamless, then that's a skill. I mean, there are people that compete for eating at national and international level. If you can speak eloquently, seamlessly, fantastically, that is a skill. There are people that basically cannot do that. It seems easy to you. However, people cannot do that. So that's a skill specific to you. If you can write amazingly, it's a skill. If you can dance, you can sing, it's a skill. So whatever you can do efficiently is a skill, irrespective of what that is. However, skill is a broad term. Your skill can be writing. I can write very well. But there are a lot of writers out there. Why should my own writing be monetized? This is where niche comes in. And a niche is the specific activity or position that sets you apart from competitions. The area in which you focus in, that's your niche. From birth, everybody, all of us, we're given names. Or is there anybody on call that doesn't have a name? Is there anybody on call that doesn't have a name? I can see a red me note, but that's still a name. I'm sure you have a name and that's not your name. So from birth, we're given names. This is to distinct us from others. There should be a clear difference between this child and the other child. That's your niche. Growing up, you go to school to build yourself and you get to the varsity and you study a specific course that you would like to base your professionalism in, and you grow and build a career out of. That is you carving out a niche for yourself. Now for your skill, let's say you're a writer. You're good at writing, you're really proficient. If I'm looking for a writer that does children book, I would look for a writer that does children book, children writing, and not just any writer. Because I believe you that's into children writing, you have certain qualities, certain things that you write about that would benefit me more than someone that is generic. And this is the reason it's important to niche. The fear here is that if I niche down, am I not cutting myself too short? Am I not closing my horizon? Am I not limiting myself? On the contrary, you're not. There are over 7 billion people on the planet, and you have one specific skill that you're targeting towards certain group of people. If it's specific enough, those people will pay you for it. But if you're generic, you're not focused, then you lose priority. The people that are meant to be for you will not be for you. So in niching down now, what should you think of? What problem do you want to solve? A skill is targeted towards solving a problem. If it's writing, if you're not solving a problem, then you're not a writer. If it's singing, if it's not solving a problem, you're not a singer. If it's dancing, if it's not solving a problem, you're not a dancer. So what is the target of your skill? And if you want to niche down, who do you think would mostly benefit from it? Why do you think your skill is important? And why do you think those group of people will be interested in it? Where can you find these people that will be interested in your skill, and more specifically, the niche you're focused in? Who are your targeted audience? Who are these people? Where do they stay? What do they look like? What do they eat? How much do they earn? How much would they be willing to pay for your skill? And how are you best positioned to deliver the skill to them within this confined niche that would be attractive enough for them to pay for it? In terms of building, you have to build your skill to make it worthy of being monetized. And what can you do is the building. You have a skill, yes, but what can you do? With this, you need to research your skills and niche, know more about it. The people that are into this same skill set, in the same niche, what do they do? What are they doing differently? How do they get their clients? Research, read, connect. The social media is your friend. Interpersonal communication, one-on-one networking is essential in this part. Read more, know more. The more you know, the better you're able to deliver. And build a portfolio of your work. That's product and services. What you know. Let's say I'm a writer. It's in my head. I know I'm good at writing, but that's not enough. Write something down. You're a singer. Record something. Write a song. You are a dancer. Have something on record that shows that, oh yes, this is what I do. And keep adapting, evolving as you build. Don't write something down and say, okay, I already have, they said build. I already have something down, so I'm good. The world is an evolving world. And if you don't evolve, you go into extinction. So keep evolving, adapt, learn new things, include it in what you have and let it evolve with you. Keep going and keep growing. After building, what do you need? Before we go to the next, know that if everything you know is going to give you everything you need, you will already have it. Let me take that again. If everything you knew right now is enough to give you everything that you need to succeed, you will already have it. You will already have succeeded. You will be the biggest. You'll be at your apex right now. That shows that it's a never-ending journey. So long you're yearning for more, the quest for knowledge doesn't end. Invest in yourself. Knowledge Keep going for it. Keep seeking for it. Keep investing in yourself. Personal development. Keep building and growing. Develop yourself. There are a lot of skills out there that are essential towards your growth. Are you good at marketing? Are you good at interpersonal communication? Are you good at effective communication? Are you good at public speaking? Are you good at negotiating? Are you good at advertising? And the likes. Are you good at analysis? These are all essential skills that are essential and important towards your growth. So build, invest in yourself. You come first. Knowledge, personal development, and effective networking is key to everything you would ever need. So note that everything you need, you don't have it yet. And that's the reason you're still in search for meaning. Keep searching. Investing in yourself is the key to everything you need. Now showing. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now showing, what have you offered? You've done the building, you have your content, you have your product, you have what you're good at, it's documented. But who knows about it? If it's just you, then except you plan to market to yourself, you're not doing enough. When you have this content on ground, the reason you have this content is for you to have something to reflect back on. I mean, we see a lot of professionals today, the likes of Brian Tracy, the likes of Beyonce. We know Beyonce. She have songs that were written ages ago, and they are just coming out of recent. Of course, she has to evolve them, make them more in line with today's in-demand tune. But those content helps you to have and build a reservoir of where you can go to pick out content, to pick out idea, like a brain dump, somewhere to pick out something to use. So you don't have to keep scratching your head every time there's a gig. I say, I have a speaking gig, and Mr. Jaffet, you said you're a public speaker, please come for this. And now you're thinking of, what should I go there to do? How do I go about this? What do I do? What do I say? If you have content you already have on ground, you can sieve and pick out something and you fine tune, dust it off, and you're good to go. So this is the reason for building. However, after building, there's need to show what you have. And with this, service is an important way, an essential way to go about this. By offering free service within your niche, you let people know that you're good at this. And in offering free service, please make sure it's of great value. Don't say, after all, these people, they pay me, so why should I stress myself? Prepare for a free service as much as you prepare for a paid service. It should be difficult for people to distinguish between the value you're given for a paid and a free service. If you are that valuable, people will come after you for a paid service from the free service you're offering. Build online presence, go online, do things. Have a short reel where you get to tell people about what you do. Every opportunity you have to speak should tell the world what you do. If you're speaking to me and in our conversation, it doesn't come up that I can help you to monetize your skill, then I lost the advantage of free publicity. I mean, you could be my biggest client and you don't even know what I do. How many of your friends are aware of what you do? How many of your colleagues are aware of what you do and how good you are at it? If people are not aware of what you do, or if they know, okay, I think she does this, but they're not really sure about it, then you're not doing enough. Show them, own what you do. If you want it to pay you, if you want it to build that legacy for you, people should be aware of it. Let them know. Don't be scared to show the world that this is who I am. They should know, it should be clear, vividly. People should see you. They should know that this is what you do, both online and offline, and ensure you document everything, both online and offline. Remember, the internet never forgets, so be wary of what you put out there. If you say you are a spiritual leader and you go online and drop content that's not in line with what you say you do, I might be your biggest client, but just Googling your name and seeing that specific content will make you lose me. So we don't want to afford ourselves such mistake. With that, endeavor to safeguard whatever you put out there jealously. Then, note that in as much as you are talented and you're good at what you do, people pay for service, not talent. So whatever talent that you have, if you don't convert it to service, nobody will pay for it. People might see you speaking and they will applaud, wow, beautiful, what an amazing speaker. And that's the end of it. You're not rendering a service, so nobody's ready to pay you for a service. They are applauding your talent. Let's say Lionel Messi is really talented, but it's just talent. He wasn't giving out service. He doesn't give service. And what is service? Service is converting your skills to something that benefits someone or a group of people. And if you can create a community, a cult around what you do, then good for you. You hit the jackpot. If it's at the global scale, you are on the global table already. However, that skill, that talent should be converted to service. And with this, do not be scared to tell people, oh, you're going to pay for it. You're writing a book or you're good at writing or public speaking, and people come to you and say, Mr. Jaffet, please, how do I go about this? I want to speak in public. I want to be good, a public speaker as you. How do I go about it? And you tell him, okay, with this, you want to be good. So you need to keep showing up. You need to draft your scripts before you go on stage to speak, ensure that you have your content, ensure you have a clear structure of public speaking and the likes. If you keep doing this, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good to offer free service. However, once in a while, tell them, oh yes, this thing, I do it professionally. Pay for it. An hour of my session is so amount. Pay for it, and trust me, I will put you through how to be a prolific speaker. With this, you get to earn from it. People are ready to pay because they know the value. But if they know that I can get this thing for free, nobody's going to pay for it. I mean, I don't want to pay for something that I can get for free. If it's still the same value, why would I pay for it? So do not be scared to tell people, this is a professional service, pay for it. Build structure around your strength and weakness. And what is this structure? It means you grooming other people. If they leave, they leave. But be in it to build leaders and not just followers. Are we following?
We are following.
Oh, it shouldn't be like I'm speaking to myself.
Can hear you.
Ah, amazing.
And we're engaging at the chat box.
Okay. All right. So effective networking. Let me go back. What does this mean? Semi Emuren. What does effective networking means to you? To network effectively, what does it mean?
Sorry, who is the question? Try that again. Maybe the person didn't hear.
Effective networking. What does that mean to you? Okay,
Is it an open question?
Yes, it's an open question. Anybody can go in. Effective networking, what does that mean?
Sorry, I was trying to. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry, I was trying to get to my phone. So effective networking to me is just like a way of communicating, like the right communication process for putting your skills or putting your interest or whatever out there to people around you. So if you don't open your mouth and like tell people that wherever it is that you find yourself, it could be on the road, in a shop, like just selling yourself, basically. That's what it means to me.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Effective networking is selling yourself out there. Okay, somebody else. Let's get someone else.
If I were to
Hello,
add
good evening.
my
Can I try?
voice, because I'm moderator.
You can do
Uh,
offer.
Okay, so effective networking. Okay, starting with networking, I would say it's socializing, meeting people, expanding your friends, expanding your contact. Then effective networking, I would say, is when your circle becomes mutually beneficial, whereby you benefit from your circle and they can also benefit from you.
Thank you very much, our moderator.
People.
I can hear background noise. I think there's someone that wants to say
Reaching
something.
out to the
So
right
let's take
people.
one more.
The right people that can promote you, like networking, but you are people great in networking. You have to have the right people around.
Hello.
Our coach, you can unmute yourself. Go ahead. Yes, I had to mute the noise in the background. Go
Yes, I
ahead.
noticed. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We are all right. We are all right. So effective networking, it involves building and maintaining relationships with people in your professional and personal circle with the aim of establishing connections, sharing knowledge, and creating opportunities. You hear that saying of, okay, I saw that today. I think it was funny. They said if you are in a circle, if your circle cannot provide 50,000 naira for you to settle a bill of yours, then you're not in the right circle. It does make sense and it doesn't make sense. It does make sense in the sense that there's supposed to be opportunities created within that group that helps you profile growth and solve problem. However, I mean, it's your 50,000, now you borrow now. It's not me, so that's it. So in your network is directly proportional to your net worth. This much does make sense. If you're in the right network, you feel yourself being aligned with your growth, with your development, with your aspirations, with your needs, with your wants, you get to know more. I mean, your horizon is open. The sky is basically your stepping stone. You get to grow if you're in the right network because there's someone there that tells you, oh no, this, you're not doing it right. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're expected to do it. You're in search of a job. There's someone there that's telling you, okay, I have this opportunity, come try it out. You need business ideas. Somebody's dishing it out to you. You want to talk about politics if that's your interest, and somebody is nudging you to the right direction. But imagine you are interested in public speaking and your group of friends and network are people that are not really interested in speaking outside. They're just comfortable within their confined space. They just sit at home and relax. They don't want to do anything that connects with the outside world. How do you think the conversation will be when you bring it up? I'm thinking of speaking publicly. You look insane because it's not in line with what the group, what the network is thinking about. So build your network as you build your net worth. With this, ask yourself, what do you want? 5 years from now, what do you want for yourself? 10 years from now, where do you want to see yourself? After asking that question, look at your network. If it's right for you, you're in line to your growth. If it isn't, then you are definitely in the wrong place. You should change your room. I am interested in public speaking. I'm interested in networking with building a community of like minds and empowering people as much as they will empower me to help myself connect and use my skill to earn. And basically, this brought me to Toastmasters International, an amazing platform of prolific professionals in terms of public speaking, effective networking, communication. I mean, leaders championing different sectors across the globe. They are here, so I am in the right place. And with this, I see myself growing in line with what I want to actualize. This is growth. This is me being where I'm supposed to be. And I am growing in line with that. So be it online or offline, find yourself a community that's in line with where you are heading and grow with them. You want 10 million from now? Ask yourself, look around you, look at your network. Is this network enough to direct my line and course of action towards my desired goal? If it's not, please do change your network. Branding. We see a lot of brands here. These are big brands, I mean global brands. You see Samsung, Fanta, Nickelodeon, Yahoo, and the likes. These are big brands. They are not here. I mean, Fanta is not here, Samsung is not here, Yahoo is not here. But we are making reference to these people right now. Why is that? Branding is what people say about you. That's your products and services. Then if it's you specifically, maybe a personal brand, what people say about you when you are not in the room. So when you're not there, what do people say about you? And this begs your authenticity, your consistency. Are you trustworthy? Do you give value? How do you do around innovation? Are you customer-centric? And most especially, your sustainability. You're good, yes, but how long will you last? If I want to engage you and I'm not sure if you'll be there next year, that might affect my decision to engage your service. So in sustainability, you get to groom leaders. If they leave, they leave. However, groom leaders. They are what sustains a system. Your brand should be a business, not just around you, but around the business itself. So groom leaders. Ensure you build your business, you build your brand so it can outlive you. If your brand can outlive you, that's the dream, I mean. Coca-Cola have been around for over a long time. Toastmasters International have been around for almost a century. This is because the sustainability plan as they keep grooming leaders. And with this, you keep the dream alive. So in building your brand, be consistent, be authentic, be trustworthy, ensure you give value, be innovative, focus on the customer, and most of all, think of sustainability, be sustainable. So nobody pays for talent. I'm bringing this back again. No matter how good it is, people only pay for services. So ask yourself, if you want to monetize your skill, or if you're thinking of going into skill monetization, are you rendering talent or services? Think of that deeply. So in order for you to convert your skills to gold, start by investing in you. And this is making sure you have the skill that is adequate to solve a certain problem targeted at a specific audience in a specific niche, and be good enough, be the right solution for that audience. Don't get the worst, I mean, the worst form of pain is waiting for something all your life. And when it's finally there, you're not prepared for it. When preparation meets opportunity, people call it luck. People should call yours luck. Be prepared for it. Keep investing in yourself. Keep showing up. Keep showing and telling people what you can do. And perhaps someday in the nearest future, it will be your turn. So feel free to follow us on social media handle, Instagram at Nati Karim, LinkedIn Abdul Hakim Abdul Karim, Facebook at Nati Abdul Karim, and follow us with the hashtag skills to gold. We are here to convert your skills to gold. I mean, it's raw gold. And raw gold in its natural form is not as valuable as a refined gold. So you have that skill. Everybody is born with the innate ability to do something in a special manner. Hone that. And if you don't have that, or you have a specific skill that you're interested in, you're human. You have the natural capacity to learn any given skill. So keep growing and convert that skill to gold. Thank you very much for having me for this session tonight. Over to you, our able moderator.
Wow, wow, wow. Well done. That was such a brilliant and a rich class, Coach Adeza. I personally learned a lot from this class, and I know that other participants did as well. We are going very quickly into the question and answer session, but before we get into that, just a brief recap of what we heard. So first of all, I heard that we have to be intentional about monetizing our skills, and we have to ask ourselves, start by identifying what are your skills, what makes you tick. And when you have identified your skill set, next is to have a niche. Pin it down, narrow it down by asking yourself, what are my skills, or what is my niche? Who needs it? Why is this valuable? And how can I monetize this? We also learned about researching more on how to monetize the skills. By the time you're asking yourself all of these questions, you have to do a bit of research to add to what you know, and have to continue to invest in yourself. I like what our facilitator said. You have to keep evolving. If you don't evolve, you become a dinosaur, you go extinct, and nobody would want anything to do with you. I mean, look at all of those famous brands that we talked about. There has to be something about them. They are doing something right. They're being customer-centric. They know what people want, and they keep evolving. And that's the same for us if we want to monetize our skills. And the last but not the least is effective networking. Who is your network? Because your network will determine how far you would go in monetizing your skills. Now, the house and the room is open for questions and answers. And while our coach was doing his thing, I asked us to please put our questions in the chat box, please. And you can also feel free to raise your hand, and you'll be handed the mic to ask your question. But while we wait for the audience to ask their questions, I have a question for you, our coach. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so I liked what you say about no matter how talented you are, people don't pay for talent, and people pay for value, right? I also like what you said about utilizing your network very well, that people need to know what you do, what you are good at. And I have come across some people that when you're with them, you just want to have a conversation, or you just really want to connect with this person, and the person goes all about almost like telling you what they do, and at some point it looks as if they are showing off or bragging. And I've been put off sometimes by that. So I want to ask how can someone sell themselves, sell what they do without coming off as brash, without coming off as opportunist, and without putting off their audience? You're muted, sir.
Okay, that's a very important question. How do you, I don't know what's wrong with my camera tonight, but
yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
We can hear you. That's most important.
Okay,
Go ahead, Sam.
How do you come out and not look like a pest? Let me put it that way. This is where interpersonal communication skill and your people skill comes into play. You don't go into a room and the next thing you do, you go into a room, you see people eating and you just go there, you dive into their food and start eating. It doesn't work that way. You warm yourself in. Now I meet you and our conversation is, hello, how are you doing? You're fine, and we're done with the exchange of pleasantries. So on the basis of what we do, on introduction, I tell you, hello, how are you? I'm Abdul Kareem. I'm a public health professional and I'm a skill monetization coach. That's interesting enough already. You tell me what you do, I ask you what you do, and I can start in line with what you do. And subtly, I don't tell you that come patronize my service. I give you suggestive communication. Oh, you're doing this. I help you to identify challenges because I get paid to solve a problem. So if I can identify challenges you have and tag that in line with what I do, then I'm already helping you out, and it seems like you are the one in need of my service, which is true. However, people don't like it to be like, people don't like to think you are coercing me into action. Or generally, if you want to sell a business, make it seem like it's more beneficial to the person you're selling it to. And with that, they welcome that idea. So be subtle, be gentle, be suggestive, don't be upfront. But generally, take your skill from the problem angle. Look at how you can solve a problem, and that's how you monetize that skill. People want problems to go away. Help them push that problem away, and you solve that challenge, and you get paid for it. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely, absolutely, it does. Thank you very much. And Oluwakemi has a question. She's saying,
Okay.
how can you help a person identify their talents or their skills?
All right. In identifying
Is it
your
something that a coach can help with, or is it something that they have to dig in to identify?
yes, you can do it yourself. However, it's easier if you get a coach. I mean, even coaches need coach. Coaches do need their own coach too. What a coach help you do is build your potential into a kinetic energy. You already have it, it's in you. So a coach helps you to bring it out. You can do it yourself. However, a coach helps you understand the process of what's happening within yourself, helps you to understand yourself better. So a coach can help you to identify your skill, can help you to identify a niche. You can also do research on your own. Go online, ask yourself, what are you good at? If you want to monetize, or if you're looking for your skill, what do you enjoy doing? What do you do seamlessly? What comes to you naturally? There are people that you see cleaning windscreen, like windows and the lights, and it seems really easy until you get to do it. It's a gradual process. Nothing is really easy. Today, let me give a short story. Today, my wife was sweeping and I was teasing her, like, why are you sweeping like this? Come on, give me the broom. I collected the broom and I started sweeping. I thought it was just the room. So she said, oh, when you're done here, you have to sweep both the sitting room, outside the veranda, the kitchen, and I need to mop, so you can also do that. So this is just telling you the minute things you see and it seems like it's really easy. It's not easy. It's a skill. And skill is something you do over time that makes it now look seamless, as if you're not putting effort into it. That's what other people think. But there are particular ways, there are certain techniques you put into it and make it seem seamless. So ask yourself, what do you enjoy doing? What would you like to do that you think you would enjoy? Work on that, and that will be your skill.
Thank you very much, our coach. And just mention that we'd like to get your feedback. It's through feedback that we get better. It's through feedback that we evolve and we are able to meet your needs. So we've put a link in the chat box. Please do well to click on it and provide your feedback so that the next time we take a masterclass like this is richer, is more packed and more impactful. So please don't go away without giving us your feedback. Thank you. So feel free to unmute yourself, feel free to raise up your hand and ask a question, please. We'd like to hear from you. If I'd ask, Chidera Ogu, can you hear me? Chidera, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please unmute and say you can hear me. Maybe Chidera is not connected, but I'd like to ask anybody that has been listening, if I were to ask you what your top 3 skills are, that we are talking of practical takeaways now, things we can take away from this class. If we were to look deep and to say, okay, from what we've heard today, I have these 3 skills that I can monetize. What would be your skills? Unmute your mic, go ahead and speak. You can use the chat box. I'd like to feel if we learned something today. Feel free to type Olubumi, Semi Emoren. I don't know who has read my notes. Feel free to type, feel free to type. What are your top 3 skills? If you were to monetize your skill today, where would you start from? Aisha, I'd like to hear from you. The piano has been very lively in class. Thank you. Can it be done? Wow, wow, wow. Japheth says public speaking. Well done. I know that one of the target audience for today's class is public speakers. And I know most of us are Toastmasters. And many of us have become proficient in public speaking within the Toastmasters cocoon. But have you gotten paid speaking engagements outside? So I can see Jaffe saying, public speaking is my thing. That's something that I'd like to monetize very soon. Hawa, I haven't heard from you. Come on. What would you say is one of your top 3 skills or your top 3 skills? If you were to monetize your skills today, and remember at the start, if you were that servant that was given a talent and had no idea what to do with it, and you were in this class, what would you say is your skill? Okay, Deviano said mindset development. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yes, I'd like to get more. I'd like to get more responses. Mentoring. Aisha Badmos, I agree. She's one of our area directors, supervising at least 5 clubs. 5 clubs, 5 presidents, and 30 executive team members. So I can imagine what that is. The kind of problem solving you'll be doing, coaching, mentoring. Well done. I'd like to hear from others. Keitra, Martha Chizoba, interesting. You can monetize your culinary skills. Well done. I mean, if we all have identified one sellable skill that we can work on, I think that's a big takeaway from this class. Says public speaking, mentoring, public solving. Well done. Chidera says script writing, fashion designing, and cooking. Amazing. We already got talent in this room. That has been awesome. Please do well to provide your feedback in the chat box. A link has been put there. And Khan says the class is interesting. I'm glad to hear that feedback. I'm glad you found it interesting. I'm sure others too did find this interesting. Okay, Chizoba says right, and Chizoba, you're multi-talented. I can see. Well done, well done, well done, well done. You can keep it coming. You can keep it coming while I hand over to the facilitator to give us his word of thanks and tell us the next steps. Over to you, Coach Adeza.
All right, thank you very much, our prolific and scintillating moderator. You've been amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, so for the next step, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, so thank you very much. The value for me is seeing that I impact, and for me to know I impact is to know that the expected outcome from the onset was met. So Martha Chizoba, was your expected outcome met? Can you hear me? Martha Chizoba. Oh, yes. Okay, I saw that. Now, what next?
Yes, okay.
Oh, all right. Thank you. What next? What next after this? Are you attending this masterclass just to dump it somewhere, or you want to take action and start? Because the best advice I ever got was just start something. So what's next? Content creating is something I want to develop more and certainly monetize. Have you started? If you've not started, why not? You don't need all the information to start. You can evolve, adapt, and grow after starting, but start something. That's where monetizing comes in. Okay, Chidera, what's next for you? I think that's the second time you're muting, so let's hear you. What's next after this masterclass?
Okay. Like I'll be starting my final examinations by 17th of this month. So
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything until I'm done with my exams. So once I'm done with my exams, I would like to be a part of Toastmasters. And then I know it will definitely help to brush me up too on my phase of career. Then I'm also going to fashion too.
Amazing. So
And
you're coming to
writing.
Toastmaster to improve on your communication and your networking. So Toastmaster Kachi, you have a Toastmaster coming into Asu Rockstars Toastmasters Club, and she's a fashion designer. So please ensure you book with her your Christmas outfit. All right. So Jamal, can you hear me? Hawa, I don't think I've heard her speak tonight. Okay, Toastmaster Priscilla. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Good evening, Toastmaster Adeza. Sorry, the
Good
network has
evening.
been on and off for me.
Good evening. Okay, before you
It's
join,
quite an interesting class.
hold on, I just saw a question. How can one start? You can start by being intentional. Tell yourself, I want to monetize my skill. Be as serious as how you need air to survive. Then identify a skill that you want to monetize, identify a niche that you like to work in. Then you start, go ahead and you keep learning. That's how you start. So back to you, Toastmaster Priscilla.
Yes, please. I said thank you so much. It's quite an interesting class. Although the network has not been so favorable from my own end over here, it's been kicking me off and on the meeting room. So I would appreciate if we could get a recap, sort of a summary of what has been taught. For some of us that did not have the opportunity of, attending the class all through due to network hitch. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. The recording will be provided and you can get the recap.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you.
Welcome. So Oluwakemi Dare, what's next?
For me?
Yes, for you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's been an interesting class, but then I think the class is more suitable for people who have been able to identify their skills or their talents or what they are able to do or what they like to do. In line with the question that I put in the chat box, I don't even think I have any skill. I don't even know what talent I have or what I can invest in. So what next for me is to sit down or maybe go to a therapist or go to a coach like yourself to find ways in which I can identify what, if there is anything I can do very well. Yes. So I think identification is the next step for me.
All right. So thank you very much. You've given us your next step. Your next step is identification, their process. The first step is intentionality. Your intention, I want to monetize my skill. That's the first thing. You've done that. The next is identifying your skill. So that's where you are at right now. And that's the next step. And like you said, if you can't do it personally, you might need to engage a coach. Perhaps we'll have a conversation after this masterclass and we'll get to that. Does that work?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, you're quite welcome. So Deviano Worldwide, I've not heard you. Can A be done? Can you hear me?
Can was to be informed of other classes or events.
Oh, okay.
So when next are we having this? Is it be a monthly thing, weekly thing, bi-weekly?
If you're in the WhatsApp group, that will be communicated. So just be present,
Okay.
and you will get that.
Stay connected, stay active.
Yes. So any other? Coach Uzoma, it would be lovely to hear your voice tonight. Coach Uzo, can you hear me? Okay, we have Khan. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir. Your network is breaking. I can barely hear you. Or is it at my end? Can you another person hear him?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
This is the same problem I'm having. Good evening. Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. I can hear you loud and clear.
Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good
I
evening,
can hear you
everyone.
loud and clear. Go ahead.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm also having the same problem with the last speaker. Oh,
Okay. I'm not sure I got that, but I'm sure you're in the WhatsApp group, so you can reach out directly to me and we'll sort that. So Coach Uzo, back to you. I saw you're muted.
Coach Adeza, you don't want to let me just sit here and just watch.
No, you have to say something.
I'll listen to all of you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everybody, and good evening, Coach Adeza. Well done. It's been a lovely session. This particular topic, this particular concept called skills, it's a very interesting one. So it's been quite insightful. What I would like to just add is, okay, so few things about skills and when people hear monetization, right? We're all different people and people have different, everybody has intentions, their intentions. We're talking about intentionality. There are people who their plan is not to monetize their skill. So that's like, the people you would call philanthropists. Philanthropists. thing about when you different from what we're talking about this night. When we talk about skills monetization, people get they start feeling guilty. This is the talent. I mean, you did mention talent. This is a talent I've got. God gave me this talent, you know. So why do I need to charge people for it? So in that regard, we do need to think entrepreneurial businesses by ourselves. So it's what entrepreneur as a business. That is when you start thinking, that is when you start aligning more with this thing called monetization. Now, the second thing about skills, just like I'm sure you've already highlighted, is that I think you mentioned it earlier. When you talk about skill monetization, it's very important that you're thinking about the person you're delivering the skill to or you're offering the skill to. It's never about you. It's never about, oh yeah, show off, this is what I can do, this is what I can do. I mean, that's why I think it was the moderator who asked that question. How do you not come off as salesy? That's actually themselves to themselves, but that's because you're coming off as, this is the skill I've got, this is what I can do, I'm a public speaker, I can speak for to 10,000 people, blah, 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 blah. So that comes as a show off. But if you're coming from the viewpoint of solving people's problems, so you're going on the internet, you're on Facebook browsing, you're reading comments, and you hear somebody said, please, who can help me to do so thing? Who knows how to open the Google document? Who knows how to edit something? Who knows how to talk to a teenager? That is screaming at you there. So you grab that opportunity. So always look out for problems. This thing called skill monetization is tied to problems. It's not tied to you, the person who has the skill. It's tied to the people who have the problem, because it's a problem, and in solving that problem, that you've got that solution, they will chase you with the money. Please teach me how to do this. Please teach me how to do this. Please put me through how to do this. So the idea here, the general message I will leave for today is always come from the viewpoint of solving problems. So go out there and look for problems. So that's what I would just say this evening. There's always a need out there. There are so many problems in the world that need solving. There's so many problems in the world that have every single person's name here written on them. So the idea is to look out for them. When you're online, look for them. If you're talking to people, listen to the problem they have, the pain that they have. And that's how you figure out what you need to offer to them. So I will leave us with that message this evening. And thank you once again for an insightful session.
Thank you very much, Coach Uzo. I'll be handing over control back to the moderator so we can close this meeting. And I wish all of us a good Friday. Happy holidays.
Thank you very much, Coach Uzo, Coach Adeza. It's been a very insightful session from the feedbacks that we are getting. And next steps, keep in touch. If you're not on the group, please do indicate and you will be added there. If you're on the group, please stay active. Posts and information on the next class will be posted on the WhatsApp group. And if you are struggling to find, like some of us have rightly mentioned, they don't even know what they are good at, we have our coach Adeza is ready to take you on privately. Please do get across privately. And I also hear some people saying, oh, I want to sign up to Toastmasters. That's amazing. Toastmasters is always open, but this is not a Toastmasters platform. This is skills monetization platform, skills to go platform. But if you want to learn more about Toastmasters, also get in touch with Toastmaster Adeza and he would refer you to any Toastmasters club. On that note, I'd like to thank everybody, all our audience, for your active participation. Initially, I was panic, like, are we going to have an interactive session today? But towards the end, you all came through, and I totally enjoyed doing this with you. Let's do this again. On that note, I would say good night.